That were handwritten, one from strict Spencer.
Here in the Capitol. It's like really cool because now it's going to the governor and he had to say yes to get it passed.
The visit taught them about how their went from research to reality.
This right here made an impact on me. That's exactly why I voted for it. And I want to thank you.
It's really cool because we've all done this, both of us, both classes, handwritten letters, and it's just really cool that it's going to the governor now.
Bill sponsor, Representative Jill Ford.
I am overwhelmed that we have been able to watch this go from nothing but a good idea to be manifested into an actual law.
And their teacher.
I just am beaming with pride. I understand the gravity of it. I don't understand the gravity of it. I haven't wrapped my head around it.
Their message to the governor when the bill to make the blueberry the state fruit officially hits his desk?
He should sign it because we've worked hard for this.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Well, even though Mississippi has a reputation as an agricultural state, food insecurity is a real issue for many residents. A conference at Mississippi State University has tomorrow's leaders tackling that and other pressing problems. The College in Agriculture and Life Sciences is hosting the annual Food Prize Mississippi Youth Institute. The event brings high school students from across the state together to discuss food insecurity and identify potential solutions. Students are tasked with identifying groups that struggle with insecurity and which issues they're facing, whether it's the financial challenge of being able to afford food, distance to travel to buy food, and if the food that is readily available is high quality and nutritious. The two main issues that pop up are availability and accessibility. Students have also found that this isn't just a world problem or a national problem, but a very much of a local problem.
A lot of people think that global insecurity with food is not really a problem in the United States, but we know in Mississippi, it definitely is a problem here as well. Mississippians that go without food every single day. And so that's one of the things that this institute brings awareness of for these high schoolers, is that this is not just an international problem, it's a local problem, and it gets them thinking about how they can address those issues in their local community.
And a lot of people don't have access either because they can't get to it very easily, they may be handicapped, they may not have a car that does go about, or because they can't afford it. So you have to address the access issue at the same time that you're looking at the availability issue, and that's a big message.
And it's estimated that around 15% of Mississippi households experience food insecurity in some form, with that number being higher in rural areas. A line of severe weather moved through the area this morning, packing high winds and causing widespread damage in our area. The WCBI First Alert Weather Team was tracking the system all morning up until it moved out of the area. Chief Meteorologist Isaac Williams has a recap of the damage left behind.
A line of strong to severe storms moved through.
The following isn't.
A line of strong to severe.
severe conditions with temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to the low to mid 60s.
Guilty on all charges. That's the verdict from a Lowndes County jury just before 5 this afternoon. The jury in the Kenny Armistead murder trial delivered its decision. Armistead was charged with murder, felon in possession of a weapon, and 2 counts of aggravated assault in the shooting death of Frank Edwards. Edwards was shot in front of a home on 12th Avenue South in December 2020. Judge Jay Howard sentenced Armistead to life plus 50 years.
Okay, did you pull a gun on him? Did you pull a weapon on him?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Put him in a set of handcuffs real quick.
Body cam footage has been released from the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office of Adele Musa's arrest by the Columbus Police Department. Musa, also known as Mr. John, claims he was alerted by his security system of movement at one of his business properties. Now, when he arrived to the business with his wife, he held a man at gunpoint until law enforcement arrived. Police Chief Joseph Daughtry says officers could not determine if the person in the security footage was the same man lying on the ground during the incident, but deputies could be heard on the video discussing the man's resemblance to the one suspected of previous thefts at the building. Now, officers say they smelled alcohol on Musa's breath during the encounter. Musa was arrested during this incident and charged with simple assault and later released on bond. The person in question was also released. A GoFundMe for Musa has raised over $20,000 so far for business repairs from recent property crimes and other reasons. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Office app has been active since late last year, and while it's helping the department fight crime, it also shares other important information with the public. The app allows citizens to get notifications of what events are happening, view the inmates roster, leave a tip, and even apply for a job with the sheriff's office. Sheriff Hawkins says it's one way that helps his team and the community at the tip of their fingers.
Everything's going electronic now, and if you're not staying up with the times, you're falling behind. So I want to make sure that our guys are on top of things and being able to provide information to the citizens. The citizens love it. I mean, people are commenting on it, how much they like getting the information and being able to see what the sheriff's office is doing and be able to provide information to them quickly.
Hawkins says developing and activating the app is one of his first goals when he took the sheriff's seat. A nearly 60-year saga that began in the jungles of Vietnam ends today at the White House. A groundbreaking officer gets his due.
Windshields are impossible to clean, and a dirty windshield can be downright dangerous. Introducing the Hurricane Windshield Wizard, the one tool that reaches and cleans for you. It uses
Go to standuptocancer.org.
He's acknowledged for his heroic deeds. Retired.
Eli.
To work its way back in from the south and southwest, filling in as our next very light chance of rain returns Monday and Tuesday at 20%. We'll jump up to 50% by Wednesday, 40 Thursday and Friday, with that next chance of potentially seeing some stronger storms heading into our forecast. Temperatures Saturday, middle 60s, middle 70s. For Sunday, we remain in those middle 70s Monday and Tuesday. Up next week with that cloud coverage building back in and that very light rain chance. Wednesday, rain chance picks up, but temperatures take a drop into the upper 50s into Thursday, potentially warming back to the low 70s by next Friday.
Eli Lilly, one of the largest insulin manufacturers, has changed a long-standing trend of rising prices by capping costs, relieving millions of Americans. Ian Russell has more into tonight's Prescription Health.
Prescription Health is brought to you by Baptist Memorial.
You need is on the CW app, available now for iPhone and Android.
Well, that's our time, but don't worry, more news and weather at 10, so check us.
Taking a look in Tippah County, so far 605 customers still without power in Tippah County. Over in Prentiss County, that number is significantly lower at 70 customers currently out right now. Over in Tishomingo County, an area that was hit pretty hard, more customers without power there. We're looking at about 2,563 people without power. This is a great tool, poweroutage.us, to be able to track those power outages and .53C just off Beach Springs Road. The construction site is now just one big mess. The congregation
Annie Inman has seen a lot in her 88 years on this earth, 70 of which have been spent in this home on Hill Avenue.
God took care of me. He has all my life, and I depend on God for everything.
And she has good reason to say that because of this. A huge oak tree in the backyard crashing into the den she shared with her husband.
We spent a lot of time. He had heart problems, so he's not here anymore.
Inman says she had looked through the door in her den, went upstairs, and in no time,
it made the loudest noise I've ever heard.
And it left behind a big mess. However, you could say what happened left a big impression on this impressive lady.
I wish I knew what God has for me, because he could cook me this morning with no problem. But I don't know.
In Nettleton, Craig Ford, WTVA 9 News.
and this line of severe weather seems to have an impact on all aspects of life. That includes knocking out power during the local funeral service today. The story coming up.
Portions of this program are sponsored in part by the Point Retirement Community. The Point Retirement Community in Columbus.
A tree fell into a vehicle and 3 deaths have been reported in Alabama. Statewide, there are reports of homes damaged as well as trees down. Power outages also due to those high winds. We showed you some of those power outages a few moments ago. One injury was reported in Oktibbeha County. MEMA encourages anyone with any damage to file an insurance claim and take pictures of the damage and report that damage using MEMA's self-reporting tool. Today's power outages caused a lot of problems for a lot of reasons. A funeral
Next week, Alyssa, could be a little bit chillier by the end of the week as we've got a much stronger front in here. But oddly enough, right now, it doesn't look like we'll see any big time storms with that next week. We'll see some showers scattered. All right,
John. Thanks so much.
All right.
To retired Green Beret Colonel Paris Davis. For Davis, this moment would have not shocking moment there to see that on your home. Other houses in the area of this neighborhood also suffered damage. Itawamba Community College, ICC's band hall in Fulton was damaged in today's storms when part of the roof was torn off. Take a look. You see those cleanup efforts with pieces of the roof. They
Really start work. So they've been working since mid-morning this morning.
Well, we could go a little longer if we had to, but we appreciate the rest. It's been a long day.
Ready to get back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be out here bright and early tomorrow, and we may have a. I think we should wrap it up tomorrow, but it may take all day.
Well, keep in mind that those 6,000 outages from this morning were spread out over Clay County, Lowndes County, Monroe County, and Oktibbeha County, but there were many more across the state. Reporting live here in Columbus, Ethan Foster for WTVA 9 News.
All right, Ethan, thanks so much for that live update tonight. Some scary moments earlier today when the severe weather came through and actually flipped an 18-wheeler over on its side. Take a look. WTVA's Avery Hilliard shot this video of that 18-wheeler. You can see it in 6%, even as home values started to cool off. Housing prices are still at the most unaffordable levels records going back almost 4 decades. The typical household income for first-time buyers rose as much as $90,000 in 2022 from about $70,000 in 2019. The median age of first-time buyers jumped from 29 in 1981 to 36 in 2022. That's the oldest in the National Association of Realtors records. A service dog joins the force at the Milwaukee Police Department, bringing some much-needed therapy after the death of a fellow officer. Fox's Christina Van Zelst has more on the story.
There's a new officer in town. Spread awareness about the success they've had with Crush here so that other first responders could also benefit from a therapy dog like her. Reporting in Milwaukee, Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
Woods because of a little bit of low pressure. And speaking of low pressure, a lot of surface low pressure that's really been dumping a lot of rainfall off to our east. Still continues to rain, but not severe weather. Severe weather has ceased for the most part, so not a bad evening there in that portion of the world in the Appalachians right now. Temperatures out there mostly in the 50s and 60s. We're
able to get the veteran his medal. It arrived by mail.
Nobody wanted me. I was just. Felt like my life was already over.
I had nightmares every single day in my birth mom's house. It was just really scary for me living there.
My biggest fear was that I was going to age out and not know how to be sufficient on my own.
Usually they don't want you, you're troubled and stuff. But like inside I knew like I'm not a troubled kid. I know what I'm meant for, like why I'm here.
I was scared, I was lost, and I felt hopeless. Even if I wanted to be adopted, who would adopt a 17-year-old?
He deserves to feel happy. To feel loved. And I just wish I had gotten him sooner.
Pilot flying under basic med. I'm not a pilot, so can you tell me what causes an aircraft to spin or to stall? I'm not a pilot. What are the 3 aircraft certifications the FAA requires as part of the manufacturing process? You know the 3 types, Mr. Washington? The 3 types. So can you tell me what the minimum separation distance is for landing and departing airliners during the daytime?
I don't want to guess on that, Senator.
Anyone up for air travel anytime soon? That is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching all week long. Remember, always set your DVR so you never miss us. It's America now and forever. Have a great weekend. Greg Gutfeld takes it all from here.
Stop it. Take that out, number.
And it does look like you may still see a few isolated showers. We'll talk about that in a few moments.
It took me this morning with no problem.
A woman in Middleton says her life was spared today after a strong wind.
Start your day with us. CBS Mornings. I'll see you in the morning.
Across America with mega jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
Good evening, I'm Carol Black.
As a result of the severe weather, one of the deaths happened in Yazoo County. The sheriff told WLBT in Jackson that a woman heading home had a rotted tree branch fall on her SUV several hundred feet from her destination. A county road worker found her while clearing out the trees and assessing all the damage.
Severe storms in northern Alabama are blamed for falling trees that killed 2 men. One man died this afternoon in South Huntsville while he was picking up limbs in his front yard from last night's storms. Another man was killed in Lauderdale County. He was standing outside with another person when a towering tree collapsed and hit him. The person standing next to the man who was killed was not injured.
Meanwhile, a third person died in Talladega County, Alabama. The coroner says a 70-year-old died when a tree fell.
Project Blueberry Group's excitement tamed some as they marveled at the Capitol building, many of them for the first time.
I have 2 letters that I received delivered to my desk that were handwritten. One from Strick Spencer.
And now we're here in the Capitol. It's like really, really cool. Now it's going to the governor, and he had to say yes to get it passed.
The visit taught them about how their efforts went from research to reality.
This right here made an impact on me.
That's exactly what I voted for. And I want to thank you.
It's really cool because we've all done this, both of us, both classes, handwritten letters, and it's just really cool that it's gone to the governor now.
Bill sponsor, Representative Jill Ford.
I am overwhelmed that we have been able to watch this go from nothing but a good idea to be manifested into an actual law.
And their teacher.
I just am beaming with pride, and I don't think they understand the gravity of it. I don't understand the gravity of it. I haven't wrapped my head around it.
Their message to the governor when the bill to make the blueberry the state fruit officially hits his desk?
He should sign it because we've worked hard for this.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
I mean, that is just a really cool story. Even though Mississippi has a reputation as an agricultural state, food insecurity is a real issue for many residents. A conference at Mississippi.
Someone has come into the state and made people look this dumb. The state is known for shaking fear into people, and someone has come here and made these people look not like hard work, but dumb.
Mississippi State University has tomorrow.
I know England, Columbia, of all places. It couldn't even be a Yale bitch. It's a Columbia.
Tackling that and other issues. The College of Agriculture and is hosting the annual food.
It's making you bitches look bad. He's not making me look bad.
Mississippi Youth Institute. The event brings high school students from across the state together to discuss food insecurity and identify potential solutions. Students are tasked with identifying groups that
and the fact that he's a fucking Democrat, in Mississippi making Republicans look like liberals.
Struggle with food insecurity and which issues they're facing, whether it's the financial challenge of being able to afford food.
That shit is terrible. I mean, this bitch making Republicans look like Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters. I've never seen anything like it.
And a lot of people don't have access either because they can't get to it very easily. They may be handicapped. They may not have a car. The car's broken down, or because they can't afford it. So you have to address the access issue at the same time that you're looking at the availability issue, and that's a big message.
And it's estimated that around 15% of Mississippi houses.
As well as trees down and power outages due to high winds. MEMA is encouraging people with any type of damage to go ahead and file that insurance claim. Take photos of the damage and report the damage using MEMA's self-report tool.
A County woman went to the hospital after a tree fell on her home. In this video, one house in the Green Oak subdivision on Spruce Street had a tree fall on top
We
of it.
need more boxes.
EMS says the woman was taken to the hospital. The homeowner told us that she almost had a heart attack when she saw the house.
It's a home that we own, and this morning the weather came through. And
we need boxes.
Everything was okay and found the toilet on top of the house.
I don't think you need to put holes in them because
no.
They the boxes when you burn up people and put them in them. So it's just gonna be ashes.
This is some of the damage left behind in Itawamba County. You can see a carport swept up.
I don't need to keep sending all this food and medicine.
Roads, trees down.
Unless it's a vat, you can send us a vat and some boxes.
Injuries out of Itawamba County, but we did speak to one woman who said she left for just
send us a vat and some boxes.
Roof in their yard.
Well, when I left, it was real windy, and I didn't think nothing about it. And when I got out on the road, going to the clinic.
Felon in possession of a weapon and 2 counts of aggravated assault and the shooting death of Frank Edwards. Edwards was shot in front of a home on 12th Avenue South in December 2020. Judge Jay Howard sentenced Armistead to life plus 50 years.
Okay, did you pull a gun on him?
In my
Did you pull a weapon on him?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Put him in set of handcuffs for me, please.
So this is body cam footage that has been released by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office of Adele Moose's arrest by the Columbus Police Department. Musa, also known as Mr. John, he's the owner of United Deli, claims he was alerted by his security system of movement at one of his businesses. Now, when he arrived to the business with his wife, he held a man at gunpoint until law enforcement arrived. Police Chief Joseph Daughtry says officers could not determine if the person in the security footage was the same man lying on the ground during the incident, but deputies could be heard on the body cam discussing the man's resemblance to the one suspected of previous crimes at the building. Now, officers say they smelled alcohol on Moose's breath during the encounter to repair any business or property crimes for repairs and other. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Office has intercepted over 12 pounds of marijuana. Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says several bags and small bottles were gathered and are being investigated. Hawkins wants to know that even though some of the narcotics division won't be able to assist his department, the job is still getting done.
Well, this is a pretty significant seizure that we got this week. This is part of an investigation into about where these drugs are going. But this just shows you that we're still working out here. We're still getting the drugs off the street, and we're going to continue to do so. I know there's been a lot of talk this week about the unit splitting up and the city reassigned back to the police department. And I understand that that's happening. And it's unfortunate because these guys do good work. And this is a result of that. And we want the public to know that we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be fighting the fight and getting the drugs off the street.
Hawkins says he and his team are working to make an arrest on this ongoing investigation. The Columbus Police Department's unilateral withdrawal from the Joint Drug Task Force with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office will be a topic of discussion at Monday's Board of Supervisors meeting. On the agenda released today is an item to discuss proper notification of intent to terminate agreement regarding the drug task.
Okay, right. I'm going to do a little narration. Right now, what you're watching are my thoughts over the last day. In addition to some additives like threats from the government and her allies. Now, what you may not be able to hear and is the Havana syndrome right now. You just heard him say terminate. And it stopped. He said the word terminate and it stopped. Now, I don't know. It's going to come back, but I'm having this incessant headache, this, Havana syndrome. Look it up, bitch. Look it up. But they're all pulling triggers right now. Whether I live or die, they're all pulling triggers right now. And my voice is being recorded with this little thingamajigger here so that at some future point it can be translated and no one with this mark is going to be able to erase it. Now, I know that these guys believe that they have a way of doing that, but I know that the originator must die. I know that the originator must die. I forget her name. Miss Allen, that's her name. Yeah, Miss Allen taught me that. The originator must die. Backspace. You gotta If you don't kill the originator, you just can't keep typing and expect something else to come up. You got to kill the originator. So one day maybe you'll be able to piece all this together and see this is what it looks like when your government wants to kill you.
Force, that agreement passed by supervisors and the Columbus City Council serves as a sort of charter and contract for the task force. Chief Joseph Daughtry's announcement on Tuesday that he was.
It's back.
Yeah. It came back on. And it's not linked to this television now. That's not what's happening. Because I paused it again, the television's off, and the sound's back. Remember, you go back to the other video, and I've explained to you that the sound is targeted to me. And what I wanted to show you, I think I moved it, is what made me get up to show you is I wanted you to see that the house surrounded with these weapons that I'm talking about. They don't need any guns anymore because this is something that could kill you. This sound could kill you. It's not just me. My mom's less than a few feet away. Oh, they killing motherfuckers. Dude right now is laughing at Mooser, Francis Ford. That's his wife. This bitch, this black dude's on TV making jokes about Mooser's wife dying. Right now. Do it right now.
Has been made and raised over $20,000 for Musa to repair any business or property crimes for repairs and other reasons. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Office has intercepted over 12 pounds of marijuana. Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says several bags and small bottles with various names were gathered and are being investigated. Hawkins wants the community to know that even though some of the narcotics division won't be able to assist his department, the job is still getting done.
Well, this is a pretty significant seizure that we got this week. This is part of an investigation that we're looking into about where these drugs are going. But this just shows you that we're still working out here. We're still getting the drugs off the street, and we're going to continue to do so. I know there's been a lot of talk this week about the units splitting up and the city guys being reassigned back to the police department. And I understand that that's happening. And it's unfortunate because these guys do good work. And this is a result of that. And we want the public to know that we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be fighting.
Yeah. I don't know what public he's talking, but I'm sitting on a couch talking to you about this bitch because this bitch took my property so that he could get a check to tell you this shit. Yeah. You cannot, you can't make this faggot any better. I mean, he could not possibly be talking. There is, even with forgiveness, as a fucking human, I am not allowed to ever trust anyone involved in this kind of bullshit. Not me, maybe if you didn't do it directly to me, maybe you did it proxy to someone else, then I can understand those motherfuckers getting along with you and saying, oh, well, as long as you don't ever do it to me. But you did do it to me. So now you're in a box. And I don't have an issue with that, and I don't know why you do. I mean, it doesn't make me afraid of you. It doesn't make you have a power over me. It just places you in an area in the existence of a world that neither one of us can create or destroy that says you scratched. I mean, you've already scratched. So I understand what happens the next time. If there is a next, we cross paths again. I know how to handle that now. Explain that to everybody that You only get one shot here. I mean, I get the 77 slaps and all that. That's a reference to souls. It's ain't about you raping my body.
Hawkins says he and his team are working to
switch to spark. But since you enjoy raping my body so much,
Lights lighting.
get it in then. And somebody said a soul been killed in action and you can ride around in it. It turned gray, red. I believe it turns blue. I just ain't seen it turn blue. You can.
Astapro and go. Oh, allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while...
See right here, we're scanning showers. We're missing out on the showers, but if you look pretty much right here over the last hour, a little bit of a band of some very light rain showers tried for a moment in time. A little boundary passed through. That boundary will, I think, help us cool off.
Proof that an idea from, say, the podcast world of has bubbled up into now the mainstream thing. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so I think there's an oversimplification of politics into this left-right paradigm. It's more of a sphere where at the core is the state. And the closer you get to the
things, but lying about where he was in relationship to the murders was too much for the jury. Do you accept that?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely accept it. And let's talk about the video.
Send it back, bitch.
This is not stuff that even Donald Trump was doing. Donald Trump never leaned into LGBTQ issues much as Ron DeSantis. And I think it's because he knew that, like, that culture war had been lost already, frankly.
Yeah, I don't even know where Governor DeSantis can find someone like Ron Perry. I mean, it's not easy to find somebody who in this year.
Go to the Star Trek convention that is called CPAC. Buy your Spock ears and your lightsaber, of a right-wing variety, and you'll find these people. The good news for Ron DeSantis is he has a bus, and he's going to back that bus over the guy, then drive it across again, and then back it up again. Like, we will not have to worry about this guy in a year or so.
I mean, there's obviously crazy people out there, right? This is evidence of that say absurd and ridiculous things. But the idea that a person who's, as you said, the governor in Florida and is seriously considering running for president, in fact, most people assume it's a lie, that he would actually think it's okay to put this guy on an oversight. I mean, that to me is insane about this and so downright scary that would actually be okay to do that.
Florida is where science goes to die at this point. I mean,
I thought that's where woke goes to die.
Yes,
Well,
there's no dying going on.
I think it's where I think it's where facts and logic go to die. I mean, really, the man is. And remember, this is the state that brought you Don't Say That, right? This is the state that bans books. I mean, the stuff they're doing in there is stuff we haven't done in this country in 50 years.
And also, we haven't used the name tonight. And in a good way, we haven't used the name tonight. I apologize for using it, George Santos, which should be a reminder that vetting doesn't always.
Walgreens says it's no longer selling abortion pills in certain states, and other pharmacies could be next. Plus, a California couple says a fertility clinic implanted an embryo with a cancerous mutation, then tried to cover it up.
It was clear as day. It said HRC had transferred the embryo with the cancer gene. That's inexcusable.
Surprise!
To do it, for a young woman becoming their parents, it's a learning opportunity.
Come on in.
Bonjour. There's non-cities, right? Because Texas is red, but Austin is blue. Houston is blue. I think Dallas is purple. You're orange.
You feel a little orange.
Hey, what did you think was
I
going on?
understand the sentiment people have said for a long time. I think I've mentioned the idea that culturally we're living on different planets. Congressman, and who called me by my first name, and when in the rare instances when journalists called me by my first name, or certain members of the public called me by my first name, it was jarring, right? And because then then it was jarring to other people, including my staff, who heard it happen. Just certain aspects of decorum that people, especially in certain professions, like this woman who's a journalist, if not an anchor of a television network or show, that should be practiced.
A reporter, yeah.
She's a reporter. So actually, I don't think it's crazy that she was fired for behaving that way on.
If she just left out the bra, it would have been a perfectly fine comment and tweet.
That's right.
About national and local politics, fine. But to
But the
Monter's
bra
point,
is too a bridge too far.
it's unprofessional, and as like you said, the decorum is not there, and most importantly, it shows the lack of respect.
I don't know. I mean, she's
You're
a
okay,
straight. Well, I'm on the opinion side, so I feel like when you're on the opinion side, it's a little bit different. She's a straight reporter. You don't really want a straight reporter to have an opinion. I mean,
But would you call in New York Mayor Adams bra?
I mean, I'm not a huge Mayor Adams person, but no, I probably would not call him bra. But I mean, I think I don't know. Should she lose her job for that? I mean, she could have deleted it and apologized. I mean,
Yeah, I think she did delete it. But I don't know. Do you think she should have lost her job?
Everything, and I want to use this title correctly, the congressman said is 100% right. And it also can be true that this is a crazy overreaction that she got fired for using the term bra.
I only have 15 seconds left. Should we still call you Congressman?
Yes.
Oh, I don't care.
No, seriously. Seriously.
Yes.
You can absolutely call me Monday.
That's the right answer, and I will call you Congressman.
now I'm going to call you Congressman.
No.
All right.
You need to call me.
We'll debate it.
Are you kidding?
Guys,
I'm going to call you champion. You want a
It's been a
grand
busy
slam?
week in the news. Ignore my panelists. Have you been paying attention to everything that's happened? We're going to quiz the panel on what they know about this week in news. But before that, CNN's presentation of HBO's Overtime with Bill Maher right after this.
Hanging pictures used to be a painful experience. They end up crooked, and there's holes all over your walls. Introducing Hang Hero, the patented picture hanging tool. Look, just measure and push. Hang Hero's perfectly placed nails make hanging pictures fast and easy. Drop
4-6-3 double play. He tossed 4 scoreless, giving up 1 hit. Top 6, LSU up 2-1. Bases juiced. Pederini cranking 1. Doesn't quite get out, but it clears the bases. Andrews, Kern, Kazmar all come around to score 5-1 Buckeyes. State ended up losing this one 8-3. Well, number 4, Ole Miss baseball facing number 18, Maryland at the Viking Stadium in Minneapolis. Pretty cool. Well, what else was cool is this. Top second, Kemp Alderman, 7-1 the opposite way, and I'll give you a hint. It's not coming back. Only 1-0 lead. Jack Doherty was impressive on the bump. Here he is striking out Matt Woods. His 4th strikeout, 6 innings, gave up 1 run with 7 Ks. And Jason Savacool, you remember him from Friday when Maryland and Ole Miss had that weekend series. He was really good. Well, today, not as much. Ethan Groff smoking this one, a deep center in a tie game, not tied anymore. Ole Miss takes a 3-1 lead. Groff had a monster. He had 2 more RBIs, well, right here, to give his crew some insurance and also a 5-1 lead. That landed in either center field or the 35-yard line. Depends how you look at it. His 3rd and 4th RBIs of the day. Ole Miss gets it done 5-1. They'll play Minnesota tomorrow at 7. I'm sure Ole Miss women's basketball is just chomping at the bit to get another shot at number 1 South Carolina. The Rebs gave the undefeated Gamecocks one of their toughest tests of the season just a few weeks ago, falling in OT to the #1 team in the nation.
I don't get it. I understand wanting to work at your passion and wanting to know your craft and taking every avenue and every opportunity and capitalize off of it. What I don't get is where the fuck do you put your human when you do that? When you're busy capitalizing off me doing my damnedest not to step on a dead head, dead leg, dead hand, where the fuck is your human?
But to get there, to play them again, they'd have 57-60.
Your human's around there somewhere.
60. Ole Miss advances to the semifinals. They'll get another shot with South Carolina.
And this is our second year being in top 4. And
positions. Folks are asked to bring their resumes and be prepared.
You bitches with these, I can't get these bitches. I'm one man sitting on the motherfucking couch that want my property. You look like a bunch of fucking faggots.
For on-site interviews.
Well, get ready. It is the most unexpected, unscripted, and definitely unforgettable motorsports experience for families and fans. And it's here in Tupelo this weekend at the Cadence Bank Arena on Saturday and Sunday. We're talking about Monster.
Bitches, better.
Sunday. We're talking about Monster Jam, if you can't tell, at Monster Jam World Champion Drivers.
If you waiting on a motherfucker to come and get you out of your fucking office and throw you in you wait on a fucking badge to do it. I'll be sitting there on the motherfucking couch. And if I get the fuck out of here, I will not be watching your fucking television. I might buy one of them motherfuckers, but I will not be watching your fucking faggot.
Their 12,000-pound monster trucks tear up the dirt, wide oceans of speed and skill. You might maybe see us there tomorrow night, maybe. A first-year driver says she's glad to be here in Tupelo.
No, I'm excited for Tupelo. Yeah, this is like my first Monster Jam show in Mississippi, so it's really awesome. This arena looks incredible, and it's just getting started. I'm just pumped for it.
Hey, props to her for driving that big old truck. Fans can see the massive trucks up close, meet their favorite drivers and crews, get autographs and take pictures tomorrow morning starting at 10:30. There's a show tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening as well. We'll be right back.
Don't miss our grand opening celebration of New Ashley in Oxford. Doors open Saturday at 10 a.m. with doorbusters, giveaways, prizes, and more. Plus, save 30% off store-wide with no minimum purchase. Only at Ashley. Now open in Oxford.
Time is winding down for the United Way 50K giveaway presented by Crescent Memorial. Don't miss your chance to win $50,000.
Right,
Ticket sales in March
Here's
the
a
10th.
tip. Here's a tip. We all gonna die.
Crescent Memorial, Etowah Community College, M&M Heating and Cooling, Nolan Brothers
One of
Motors,
us is
Richard
gonna-
Schwartz.
Here's another tip. One of us gonna die before the other one.
.com or call 662-841-91.
Now I'm addicted to playing whatever the fuck this is. Slot machine on the Fire Stick until I fall asleep. In black mode. Oh, I'm not even gonna go there. I mean,
Welcome.
someone chose to make the entire state of Mississippi look dumb while running a capitalist government. And while I sat over here on the couch. Now, I'm not gonna say they are not making Mississippi look dumb. I'll admit that they are very well making Mississippi look real fucking dumb right now. But as the laws say here in Mississippi, just because something looks guilty doesn't mean it's guilty. It might be innocent. So consider that. Because something look dumb don't mean it is dumb. And it don't take a degree from Columbiana to figure that out.